got the new character, and this is Legion. Well, this is Julie specifically. The other one's Frank, but I got Julie just because I don't know, she looks better. Frank's too bulky. Anyways, I've leveled her up to 20 right off the bat. These are the perks I'm going with. After reading this, what it seems like is basically want to damage as many people as possible. If you knock anyone down, then you lose your power. So that's why I picked Thanatophobia. I wish I had a higher ranking on it, but I don't. I'm going with this one. Make your choice, and I just got this from my spirit, so I'm gonna go with Haunted Grand as well. Rotten Oak, just because I feel like I need the extra books. And these two combos, like the best choice. So let's just load into a match, see how it's gonna go. Have not used this color before. Like literally, I just got her probably about 2 minutes ago. Or him, whichever one you play it as. I wonder how fast he is. Oh, you picked that map. Ugh. Not my favorite map, but it's whatever. Alright, let's see how this goes. So apparently the power works backwards to everybody else. I have to wait for it to recharge over time. And if I do anything while waiting, it loses all of its depletion. So that's my hex. And that's my other hex. What's this knife? That's weird. It's supposed to show me the auras of people I haven't hit. Dude, what the frick? Freaking buff is not very good. Or, I don't know. Maybe it is good. You get really fast, that's for sure. But they are gen rushing me. It says that I see people's outlines, but I'm not seeing anyone's outlines, which is not good. Whatever, I don't care about that person. The thing is, you move fast. There you go. Much better. Okay, so that doesn't work. You can't knock someone down, which sucks. So you can cancel your frenzy early. That's interesting. Yeah, this will work better. How did they leave? You can't vault over that. Oh, thank you. That's probably the joke. Okay, hitting people extends your frenzied duration. Frick. I'd say this person's very good for farming for points. A lot of deviousness. So he gets the deep cut. That's it. Okay. Chases max. Yeah, I'd say very good for catching up in chases. Very good for I just need to get better with her power, that's for sure. like, was that the Jake? That might have been the Jake. He definitely was not. He was cocky. Alright, one more match. Let's see if we can by this time around since I kind of understand things now. Okay, so... Okay, so you have to hit them. And then you get the... Alright. Sorry about that one. Gotcha. Okay. So the power is making a little bit more sense now. So just did that. Ooh, okay. This is good. A lot stronger than I took it for. Plus I've got the Antiphobia, which is perfect. Ooh, this is now that you know how to use it, it's a lot stronger. Basically, you can just kind of friends until you hit everybody, and then you know where everyone is, and then you just go hunt them down. Okay. Oh, you're not the person that got him off the hook? It's gonna be risky, but... That doesn't seem any easy to track. Don't. Really don't. He's a killer that takes a lot of awareness. As well as, you know, really aware. But yeah, Yo, hey. Ooh, you know, because of the clear, I think we barbecue chili. At first, I thought the new killer sucked. Like, legit, I didn't like the killer at all. It was like, well, not that I didn't like him. I thought the killer was pretty niche. You know, only good in certain situations. And then I figured out the proper way to use it, and literally, I injured every and hooked someone at the beginning of the match, right off the bat. Like, so this it sounds really strong, but at the same time, this killer is actually pretty balanced. Um, so basically, hey Sophie. Basically, the way it works is when this killer's kind of like the opposite of a normal one. He goes and oh, I double tipped. Um, Normally, you know, you use your ability, and then you know it kind of like refreshes, or you just can constantly use your ability depending on which character you're using. Um, this guy, you have to wait for his ability to refresh, like, and then you can use it. It's kind of weird. You have to like start with refreshing your ability, but it's actually pretty quick. And then you kind of go into the like super fast mode where you can vault things super fast and you can like chase people down and stuff. And that part you can only injure people. You can't knock them to the floor. But when but you like put a debuff on them, that like goes away after a while. But if you hit people who don't have that debuff, you can start seeing the rough areas of where people who haven't gotten that debuff are. So you can stay in your frenzied state and just like chase people around. And each time you hit a person who doesn't have the debuff, it refreshes your frenzy so you can keep going. But if you hit someone who already has it, you lose everything. And you have to wait for it to restart. And if you attack somebody without being in your frenzied state, your frenzy state timer is set to 0, and you have to wait for it to recharge again. So basically, he's more of an ambush person, and he's only good at injuring people. After that, he's basically like any other killer. Um, yeah, and yeah, it sounds so broke, and it's really cool to be able to move across the map that fast, but the timer on that is so short. Like, really, you only get like maybe 3 or 4 seconds to be running really fast unless you hit somebody. And then it refreshes it for another 3 or 4 seconds. Overall, I think it's a really good character, and his perks are really nice. Like, um, the perk you were talking about where I can see 2 people on a generator. Oh, that has become so handy. Um, but he's a character that takes a ton of awareness. Like you have to like unless you're like chasing someone right now, you have to constantly be looking around. You have to constantly see are any generators yellow. You have to constantly look, especially like when you're in that frenzied mode. If you hit somebody, which activates the ability to see people within your terror radius, you have to constantly be looking, which is really hard to do because you have to look while running out of time. So he's I want to say he's a very high skill gap killer. You at least have to understand the way he works first before you use him, but at the same time, you can get really lucky with him even if you don't understand how he works. Other than that, without using his ability, I don't think he's very fast. So you have to use his ability to catch up to people. Um, and then the other thing is, when you run out of your frenzy state, like when it ends, you slow down like a ton, and you like look down at the floor and look at your hands. Yeah. So definitely definitely an interesting one. I'm gonna have to play with it a bit more. I had a really good match just now. I got 3 people, and the last one was injured and he escaped. The frick. Hmm. He's got some really cool perks though, like really cool ones. Like the distortion one's pretty cool. The breakdown one's awesome. The breakdown one is amazing. Yeah, and then what was his third perk? Oh yeah, it was like you can see the auras of people who you help or help you. Yeah, that one's insane. Or it's infinite until you get hooked, which is nuts. And then I think, is it like tier 3? Do you see everybody? Yeah, yeah. Dude, that's crazy. The Yeah. And that perk that lets me see 2 people in a gen, it only highlights the generator for a certain amount of time. So if you don't see the gen while it's yellow, you won't know. I've got mine on tier 3 and it only turns the generator yellow for 12 seconds. But when you're looking around and stuff, that's a decent amount of time. I've got a pretty good build. Um, I've got a perk that I've got the nurse's perk, Thanatophobia. Um, so when everyone's injured, everyone works slower. And since this killer is based around making everyone injured, then it would work perfectly. Problem is, I only have tier 1, so it doesn't reduce people that much. But if I can increase that a bit more, then I think that perk would be perfect for this guy. Definitely. Yeah, definitely excited about that. But yeah, that's gonna be it for my killer games. So, see you later, stream.